Hi, Jean-Francois and Lynn. This is Ian, Alex, and Derek, and we were just wanted to give you a brief tour of what we've been up to this quarter. And this is basically just a short little video introduction to a PDF file that we'll also be sending you, which contains all of the documents that we've produced this quarter with regard to our application that we talked about last quarter. Anyway, so this is the first screen is our table of contents, and for convenience sake, we've just been calling this AppX our application. Next quarter we will think about
we'll think
branding.
about serious branding at a later date.
Exactly. So we've used AppX throughout the document. But basically we're going to show you what we've been up to and the steps that we've taken and where we are and where we'd like to go next quarter. So this is basically where we ended up last quarter with our 4 personas. On the far left we have the reluctant adopter, and on the far right we have the early adopter. And these were the personas that we had to choose from
to concentrate in on the specific persona that we're going to concentrate and design the application around.
Yeah, trying to meet some of the needs of all of the users. So.
Right, and so I think that's kind of how we started. We wrote up context scenarios for each of them, and you'll be able to read this a little more clearly once you actually look at the PDF file. But we're just going to show it to you now in this little video. On the right we have a little narrative, a little story. I'm sorry, on the left we have a little story, and on the right we have the sort of technical and functional requirements of the application sort of drawn out and compared against the parts of the story. So these are just a couple of the context scenarios, and we'll go into this a little more detail. So basically, during the first few weeks of the quarter, we were doing that, and we basically were trying to design something that would grab the attention of the maximum number of personas that we could.
We were trying to fit it in so that we were targeting a little bit of the high-level user, all of the mid-level users, and a little bit of the low-level user at at a sacrifice for the full experience of any one user.
Right, and I think we kind of came to a point where we had to ask ourselves, what exactly were we doing? This doesn't really seem that different than a lot of existing applications that are out there, or we expect will be out there soon. And I think we were kind of losing.
We were losing track of the story that we had sought to tell. The original problem with the museum story. And so we decided that we needed to get back on track with that and to focus it in, make it a little bit simpler, a bit less higher functioning, and tell a better story with it, serve a better need.
Right.
So with that in mind, we ended up concentrating back on the lower adopter, how would you call him?
The late adopter.
Yeah,
the late adopter, the non-adopter almost.
And we actually redid a number of the documents. We rewrote the context scenario. We more or less redid a card sort.
Yeah,
and
we kind of came to this realization when we were making the the sitemap after card sorting the functionality, and we found that within each of these second level, the top level of the navigation, we had to make a separate page for each of them because it was just getting so incredibly granular and complicated. So we wanted to really simplify it and give it a better experience, and help the low-level user out more.
And we should also say that the actual deliverables that you're seeing right now, or that you will see when you look at the PDF, they're the final version. They're the kind of ones that hone in on our specific user of Lou. We had the earlier iterations that we didn't include because they more or less don't reflect on our new direction, but we did go through a number of these iterations.
Right. So with that in mind, trying to get back